Okay, good morning class. So today we're going to wrap up the control test 1 of this year that you guys have written. Yesterday we've done the first half of the paper. I don't know if somebody wants to hand out the files, we can carry on with the remainder of the paper. Okay, if you don't want your files back, it's also fine. But we just need to wrap up this year. Okay. So yesterday we got up until question 2.4.2. 2.4.2. So now we're looking at 2.4.3. Please stop me if you're not sure what's happening or you don't understand, okay? Okay, so the question says simplify. Okay. So our denominator needs to be factorized. Okay, so that we can find an LCM. Alright. So we'll get it in factor form. So we've got 3 over a minus 4. Plus 2 over a plus 3 minus 21 over a minus 4 a plus 3. So what is my LCM here? LCM, so it will be a minus 4 a plus 3, and here you guys can see here for that denominator the LCMs are really accommodated for that as well. As you know, the LCM is going to be a minus 4 into a plus 3. So the first bracket, the first denominator must be multiplied by a plus 3 to get the LCM. So the numerator is also by a plus 3. So a plus 3 must be multiplied by a minus 4. So it's plus 2 into a minus 4. Minus this must be multiplied by 1, so it's 21 times 1. Yes, Michael?
Must get it. Same as outlook of 3 papers.
3 question papers.
Yeah,
You grade?
Great.
Okay. So what do we do now? To get rid of the brackets, I need to multiply it. So it's going to give us 3a plus 9 minus 2a minus 8 minus 21 all over a minus 4 a plus 3. So what do we do now? We add like terms. So 3a minus 2a is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1, and 1 minus 21 is negative 20 over a minus 4 a plus 3. Is that correct? Sorry? Not correct. Did I make a mistake?
Yes, it's supposed to be
Positive 2a. Okay, so yes, I made a mistake here. So it's plus 2a. So 3a plus 2a is 5. Not so. So what is common here now? 5. Then I'm left with a minus 4 over a minus 4 a plus 3. So what happens now? A minus 4 cancels, so it's 5 over a plus 3. Here we go. Sorry about that. It will cost you 2 marks in the exam for that mistake. Okay. Then we on question 3. In question 3 we are told to factorize the expression fully. Okay. So do we have a common factor here? Yes, the common factor is 2. I'm then left with x squared minus 4. Now what do we do? Difference of two squares. So that will give us x plus 2, x minus 2. Any problems here, people? 3.1.2. Is there a common factor there? Yes, of 2. I'm then left with p squared minus p minus 6. Then this becomes a trinomial to us now. Answer? So what goes on the line? Fact products of 1, so it's 1 and 1. Factors of 6 is 1 and 6, 2 and 3. You add or subtract the products? Subtract it. So 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1. You subtract 6 by 1, you're going to get 5. We're looking for 1. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 and a 2 or 1 and a 3. P squared, so it's going to be a P and a P. What about our signs? 1 plus 1 minus. The bigger product must be? Sorry? Negative. So negative first. You all agree with that? Let's look at the next one. 3.1.3. Factorize the expression fully. What's the cube root of y9? Y squared. What's the cube root of 27z cubed? 3z. So this is definitely the difference of cubes. So it's going to be y cubed minus 3z. So what do we do with the first term? We square it. Not so. So square the first term, I'm going to get y cubed all squared is going to be y6. This negative, so there it goes positive. Y cubed times 3z is going to be 3y cubed z. And negative 3z all squared will be positive 9z squared. Remember there was a rule that applies to factorize this, and remember that the second bracket here will never be able to factorize. Okay. The next one is Michael.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning. I just wanted to know if I could.
You can do anything you want to do. Just keep your shoes on.
Okay.
And nice.
So today at Drake, the MSA Association, we're gonna sell like milkshakes and savories. So there's strawberry, chocolate, and bubblegum, and we wanted to know if anyone wanted to order now. No. Thank
How
you.
much is the strawberry milkshake?
It's 20 rand.
So much.
And then I would like a profit to charge a rental.
Yeah, but if it costs you 4 rand to make, how are you charging 20 rand?
But who said it's for?
No, I'm joking. I'm going to take one strawberry.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Alright, so what happens here? Is 6x minus b the same as b minus 6x? No. So, we need to swap this around here. Not so, to get it the same. If we swap that around, what's going to happen? Negative is going to come out. And it's going to make that positive a negative. Not so. So we're then going to get 2x squared into 6x minus b plus 7x into 6x minus b minus 4 into 6x minus b. Now if this had to be a negative, then you would have changed it to a positive. So what is now common? 6x minus b. You will take it out and we have to 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. But what do we notice about the second bracket now? Sorry? Trinomial. So you're going to get 6x minus b. What goes on the line? 1 and 2. 1 and 4. 2 and 2. Do we add or subtract the products? Subtract. So 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract 2 and 4, you're going to get 2. I'm looking for 7. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Not going to work for us. Not so? So what do? Swap 2 and 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. And that's what I want. 2 and 1. 1 and 4. 2 and 1. 1 and 4. X and x. What about our signs? 1 plus 1 minus. So the bigger one must be plus. Take the sign of the middle term. So that is going to give you 8 and 1. Not so. So it's going to be positive 8 minus 1. Okay. 3.1.5. We got 25x squared minus a squared plus 4ab minus 4b squared. What you should note here is there is a perfect square trinomial. Okay. So what we do is we need to take out negative as a common factor first. So you got 25x squared minus open brackets a squared minus 4ab plus 4b squared. You should see the standard form of your equation of your quadratic, which is normally ax squared plus bx plus c. But if he has a y squared at the back, then there will be a y as well. This is the standard form of a quadratic equation. You should have seen that. Open some windows if you don't mind. So what do you notice here? As I said, it's a perfect square trinomial. So it's going to be a minus 2b. So what do you notice now? What's the square root of 25x squared? 5x. What's the square root of a minus 2b all squared? A minus 2b. So that's going to give you 5x plus a minus 2b and 5x minus a plus 2b. Why did the sign change here? Because at the second bracket you're going to have a negative that comes into play. It's either you write it like that, or you can first write it as 5x plus a minus 2b and 5x minus a minus 2b. Okay? And then you multiply the negative in and you get exactly what they had here. Okay. Any confusion there? No? 3.2. Question 3.2. We are asked to show that 2x minus 1 whole squared minus 3, or x minus 3 whole squared can be simplified. The quickest way, or the shortest way, would have been to take the difference of two squares. Okay, so what's the square root of 2x minus 1 squared? 2x minus 1. 1 plus the other, minus. What's the square root of x minus 3 all squared? X minus 3. And there goes x minus 3 in the bracket. Okay. You people see the difference of two squares there? Right. So, what do? We add like terms in the first bracket. So 2x plus x is going to give you 3x. Minus 1 minus 4. Minus 3, sorry, is minus 4. Which gives the first bracket in its place. Or in the correct form. Get rid of the brackets there. So it's going to be 2x minus 1 minus x plus 3. Again, we add like terms. So it's going to be 3x minus 4. 2x minus x is x minus 1 plus 3 is positive 2, which is that. You see, in a show that will prove that question, you don't use what we need it to be equal to.
So they come with the formulas here?
Yes. Okay, you guys understand? The next one in question 3.3, it says evaluate if x is equal to 2.42 without using a calculator. Show calculation. Okay, so here what you should have noticed is this looks very similar to algebraic fractions. So you say, okay, let's apply the algebraic fractions formula. If you're going to go and straight substitute, you're going to make life a bit harder for yourselves. Okay, so it's going to be x minus 2, which is common, into, if I take that out, I'm left with 2 plus y, over, what is common at the bottom? 2. I'm then left with 2 plus 1. So what happens now? It cancels. Did you see that? So in other words, you got x minus 2 over 2. So what is x? 2,42 minus 2 all over 2. Now what is 2,42 minus 2? 0,42. Divided by 2 is 0,21. Okay. When you get these type of questions, people ask yourselves, what is different and what remains the same? Can you see this here? That was, well, what is this? That, so now.
Okay.
Alright, man. Okay, so if you look at that in green, that is what? Is that different or is that stay the same? To what we normally work with? That stayed the same. So your link had to be there first. If that was the question and I asked you to simplify, what do you do? Factorize. So you have to factorize first. First do what remain the same. Then you tackle on what is different. Okay? That's a question we should be asking ourselves more often. What is different? And what remains? Okay. Maybe then you'll be able to make a link between between topics and questions and the way we answer our exams in future. People could solve for x. Straightforward. Solve for x here. So you take that 1 over, is negative 5x equal to 6 minus 1. Which is negative 5x equal to 5 divided by negative 5 both sides. X is equal to negative 1. Okay? I know some of you could have seen it straight from the offset. You could have just said x equal to minus 1 for your 1 mark. Okay, let's just take this up a bit. Right, next question. As you can see, this is already in a 0 factor form. Not so. You is factorized and is equal to 0. So we don't have to multiply anything out here. So x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0. They get over the equal sign, so x equal to 2 or x equal to negative 1. Any problems here, people? No? Let's look at the next question. So is there a common factor here? Yes. So I divide throughout by 3. So I get x squared minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So what do we notice now? Trinomial. Factorize the trinomial. So it's x and x, 3 and 2, minus 3 plus 2. So what do we do now? Again we set each factor equal to 0. So we say x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 3 or x is equal to negative 2. Okay? Don't worry, when you guys are going to do better the next exam, no? Huh? Yes, okay. 243 can be written as 3 to the exponent 5. This is your exponential equation. Right here is to get the bases the same for the exponents to be equal. So therefore, x equal to 5. The next one. Now the exponential equation. Remember, for exponential equations, we try and get our bases the same for exponents to be equal. Okay, I think I must take a look at all. Alright, so what do we do first? Our first step is to get that 4 on its own. So I divide by negative half both sides. So that cancels, of course. So 4 can be written as 2 squared raised to the exponent m over 2 plus 3 equals. Now negative divided by negative is positive. 32 divided by half is 64. Not so? That is 64. Now if you didn't know that, you could have tested on this side as well. You say negative 32 divided by negative half gives you 64. Which now can be written as 2 to the 6. Okay? 2 to the 6. So what we do now is to get rid of the bracket multiply. So it's 2. 2 times m over 2 is m. 2 times 3 is going to give you 6 equals 2 to the 6. When bases are the same, exponents are equal. So therefore m plus 6 is equal to 6. So m is equal to 0. Is that correct? So m is equal to 0. Okay. We need to check how much of this is left here. Okay, I will finish this video in the next lesson. For those of you who are interested to see the balance or the remaining questions, you can just watch the video later on online. Okay? Otherwise, good morning class. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, so in question 4.1.6. So what we have here is we need to factorize our denominator first. Okay? So we have 2x minus 5 into x and x, 4 and 2 minus plus. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to swap that around, negative comes out, and then factorize. So it's going to give you negative 2 into x, x minus 4. So it's negative 1 over 2 into x minus 4. Okay. So what's my LCM now? So we see the LCM is going to be x minus 4, x plus 2. X minus 4 is accounted for, however 2 is not. So the LCM is going to be 2 into x minus 4 and x plus 2. So we also say, okay, what must this denominator be multiplied by to get that LCM? 2. So the numerator must also be multiplied by 2. This must be multiplied by x plus 2. It's multiplied by x plus 2. So the numerator also by x plus 2. Okay. So we multiply that and now we get 4x minus 10 is equal to negative x minus 2. X is one side, down is the other side. So 4x minus x is equal to negative 2 plus 10, which is 8, and 3x. 3x is equal to 8. Divide by 3 both sides, therefore x is equal to 8 over 3. Okay. So the next question. In question 4.2 it says solve y correctly to 2 decimal places. There's one of two ways we're going to do this, either using logs or by approximation, trial and error. So we know that 2 to the 6 is going to be 64. So it's 2 to the 6. Right there.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask if you had moderated
The grade?
12.
No. No? I just take out you. I think I have 2 of you. So 2 to the 6 is 64, 2 to the 7 is 128. So it must be 2 to the 7, 2 to the 8. 128, and 2 to the 8 is 256. Okay. So in other words, this will simply be 2 to the 7 comma something. So it says 7 comma 5 is 181. Which is over. Pleasure. You go lower is 2 to the 7 comma 2. 5. That's over. So 7 4. 7 to 4. 7 to 3. 2. So it's approximately, we're going to put the 5 there. Yeah. So it's approximately 7 comma 2 3. Okay. So that is 2 to the 7. And that's going to be 2 to the 8. So therefore y is equal to 7 comma 2 3. That's my trial and error. If I have applied the log law, I can then say 2 to the y is equal to 150. We log both sides. So that allows me to bring y to the front. So y is equal to y log 2 is equal to log 150. So I divide by log 150 both sides. Now log 2 both sides. That's to get y on its own. Which now gives us log 150 over log of 2. 7 comma 2 3. Which also confirms now our previous answer. Okay? In 4.3 we are told you are given CD is equal to x into 2c minus 1 whole over t. Asked you to make make x the subject of your formula. So naturally that's over 1, so I cross multiply. So CD squared is equal to x into 2c minus 1. Now one of two things I can do here is either multiply out the x or divide by 2c minus 1 both sides. Which I will be doing. Divide by 2c minus 1. So therefore x is equal to cd squared over 2c minus. Then the next question says hence or otherwise determine the value of x if c is equal to 2 and d is equal to 5. So it's either I can substitute those values into the original function or I go with what we have just solved there. Okay, so if it's hence, I must use the previous answer to calculate. So x equal to c, which is 2 into 5 squared, over 2c, which is 2 minus 1. So that you can put in a calculator, 2 open brackets, 5 squared, and this is all over 2 times 2 minus 1, which gives you 50 over 3. Okay. Guys, if they got your files, and this attention. I've affected changes already to that paper. So it's 50 over 3 or 16,67. Okay, either one would be acceptable then. The next question, which is 5.1. Given that negative 2a minus 1 is greater than negative 3 but less than 0. So what we do is, we take a negative 1 both sides. So it's negative 2a has to be greater than negative 3 plus 1 but less than 0 plus 1. So it's negative 2a. Negative 3a plus 1 is negative 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. So if I divide throughout by negative 2, the inequality swaps around. So 1a and negative 1. So a has to be greater than negative half but less than 1. Okay. Then the question is asked, hence write down the number of integers that satisfy the equation. So if I look at this equation, how many integers lies between 1 and negative half? Negative half is here, 1 is there. The only integer between that is 0. So how many integers is lying between this? It's going to be 1. Okay. The next one. You all have files. Okay. I'm going to show you a term out now, no? So it doesn't give your parents a shock. You can prepare them so long. Okay. He says solve for x and y simultaneously if. So firstly we're going to solve for x in this case. So you take negative 10 over, so negative 2x is equal to 10. Divide by negative 2 both sides, so x is equal to negative 5. So what we do with that is we substitute into the second equation. So we got 3 times negative 5 minus 4y equals negative 4. That's negative 15. So negative 4y is equal to negative 4 plus 15, which is 11. To get the y in its own, I divide by negative 4 both sides. So y is equal to negative 11 over. Okay. The next question in 5.3, we are told Cassie gave 1/3 of her money to Sarah and 1/5 of her money to Leah. We are told Leah received 28 rand less than Sarah. How much did Cassie give originally? So if we let the total amount that Cassie has be x. So what she gave to Sarah, the first person, is 1/3 of her money. Second person got 1/5 of the money. So we are told, as we know, that Leah received less. However, she received 28 rand less. So the difference between the two is 28 rand. So 1/3 of the money minus 1/5 of the money is equal to 28 rand. So the LCM here is 15. Okay? So you multiply it by 15. So that is going to give us 5x minus 3x equals 28 times 15. So 25x minus 3x is 2x equals 28 minus times 15. Divide by 2 both sides, so x is equal to 14 times 15. So 14 times 15 gives us 210 rand. So there was 210 rand to start off with. That was the original amount of 210 rand. Let's check here, 28 times 15 420 divided by 2 is 210 rand. Okay, the answer on the memo is incorrect. Okay, we'll come back to that one if it's incorrect. .4, we are told the length of the rectangle is twice the breadth. We have a rectangle here, the breadth and the length. So if we let B be x, then the length will be 2x. Okay. The breadth of a rectangle is twice, the length of the rectangle is twice the breadth. If the area is 128 centimeters square, the breadth is 128 centimeters square. Sorry, if the area is 128 centimeters square, determine the length and the breadth. So how do you calculate the area of a rectangle? It's length times breadth. So it's x times 2x equals 128. So x times 2x is 2x squared equals 128. To get x on its own, I divide by 2 both sides. So x squared is then equal to 64. The square root thereof, must not forget, plus minus. However, we're talking about length here, and length is never negative. So therefore x is equal to 8 centimeters, which is my breadth. And the length, of course, is double that, which is 2 times 8, which is 16 centimeters. Okay. Then the last question, the bonus question. We are asked to simplify a plus b to the negative 1 into a to the minus 1 plus b to the negative 1. So again, we don't look at the answers. We first work it out and then we make our selection. So this a plus b to the negative 1 can be written as 1 over a plus b times. So in the bracket it gives you 1 over a plus 1 over b. Note I'm not dropping the bracket here because at this point we don't have one term inside the bracket. Okay? So to get to one term first, I need to find LCM, of course, which is AB. So I multiply that by B. So it's B, multiply that by A, which is A times 1 over A plus B. Now A plus B and B plus A is the same. So that cancels, leaves you with an answer of 1 over AB, which makes the answer C. Okay. So that basically brings us to the end of this video. Okay.